Hey, hi, how's it going? Good to see you. My name is Joe. I am not very cool. Even like the music I like, I'm very embarrassed by it. 2018, I still like rock and roll. It's not. Every time I say that, I feel like I sound like an exchange student. You know? Like, oh wow, yeah, like for me? Okay, oh, for sure. You want to know like what it is for like my interest, you ask? So like how to choose for sure, but like if I have to do it, like definitely gonna have to say rock and roll. Yeah, dude, friggin' no doubt. Rock and roll, very cool. But like how to pick, you know, because I like very many things, you know? So like, of course, I love rock and roll, but also very into t-shirt. T-shirt very cool, you know, having to hold. And like, okay, if I have to pick third thing, round it out, as they say. Like, pretty difficult choice, but like, for like my favor, I would have to maybe go with American hot dog store. And you know what I mean, dude? Freaking pound dog, with a rock and roll t-shirt. Very cool, dude. Hey, what country am I from? Who knows? It's impossible to tell. Even I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what voice that is. Mostly just doing an impression of a woman I used to work with. That's the truth. Her name was Hannah. She was great. Hannah, like a lot of people with accents, you could tell exactly when she moved here, exactly when she learned the language, by some of the phrases she was still using. Like, she used to come up to me, she used to be like, "Oh wow, Joe, you think you're so cool? You think you're like all that bag of chips?" And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, Hannah. Did you move here in 1998? Is that what's happening?" I said that to her once, and she was like, "Okay, how do you know? How do you know my secret? I don't tell anyone my secret. It is, I keep it to myself. I know how you figured it out. You figured it out because like you're very smart. You're like lady from Weakest Link. Smartest person anyone knows, duh." She used to get away with so much shit. I feel like you can't, if you have like a cute accent, you can get away with anything. Hannah could just be like, "When I was driving to the office, I like drove over a man's penis." Whoops. We'd all just be like, "Hannah." Yeah, it's like, but it's the opposite though, I think, if you have like a thick regional American accent, then you can't get away with anything. Because everybody thinks you're dumb as shit. Everybody thinks you're so dumb. And it's not fair, you know? I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which has a very trashy accent. It's like, it's really gross. And it's totally unfair, because there are people in Pittsburgh with that accent who are very, very smart. But, are they? It's kind of hard to buy sometimes, you know? Even like the people in Pittsburgh who are in a position where to get there, they have to be smart. Like, it's a requirement to be, like, imagine being in a courtroom in Pittsburgh and the judge is like, "Okay, everybody settle down, we're in court. Okay, so don't go crazy or nothing, but jury's deliberating and concluded, the defendant is guilty beyond reasonable doubt." You'd be like, "Are you sure? Can we put you in jail?" Because the way you talk, you kind of sound like you've stabbed someone over a sausage argument. "Hey, this guy, he told me to kill bosses, not top 5 sausage." "What am I supposed to do? Not shank him? Come on." They truly do love sausage in Pittsburgh. That is for real. I think the only thing they love more than sausage is sports. It's like a huge sports town. I grew up there. I did not take to sports. I don't know anything about it. Recently, I was like, I should probably maybe educate myself a little bit. So I tried to look up the top 100 athletes of all time. And I found a bunch of publications have made that list, like ESPN, Sports Illustrated. And a lot of the lists have some of the same athletes on there, like Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali. But I noticed an athlete who was on every single list, Secretariat. The fucking horse. They put the horse on the list. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but I just assumed if you were making a list of the greatest athletes of all time, it was just understood, no animals. We're not going to put, because if you're going to put the horse on the list, then you need to have an honest list. Okay, that list needs to change. That list now has to be like, number 25, greatest athlete of all time, Michael Phelps, one of the fastest swimmers we've ever seen, but not quite as fast as number 24, any dolphin. It does not matter which one. How about the slowest dolphin? 24th greatest athlete of all time. Like, if you're gonna put animals on the list, then who are our greatest athletes? Gorilla? Cheetah? A boat? I feel like number one's a boat. I think that's the greatest athlete of all time. It's weird. We are really obsessed with the best football players and the best basketball player and the fastest person. But I've noticed we do not give a shit about the strongest person. I know that because there's a competition to find the strongest person in the world. It's called the strongman competition. And nobody gives a shit. A regular season baseball game is primetime network television. And the strongman competition is on 3 a.m. on a Saturday on ESPN Kids. That's how you find it. And you can tell we do not care about them because to find the strongest man in the world, it's not like a bench press or lifting weights. It's all weird tasks that they have to do. It was devised by some cruel, flamboyant king. It was I've grown weary from the feast, yet I wish for enthusement. Oh, buff boys! Buff boys, gather! I have some tasks for you. There's very many heavy stones on the ground where it's boring. I don't know what to do with the stones. I don't know, perhaps you could lift the stones, stack them high upon the platforms, my oh my. This tires me. I wish to go to market. But how will I get to market? I could take my truck, but how will it move? How will my truck move? I don't know, perhaps the buff boys tie the rope around their waist and pull the truck for me those days. And people actually do these tasks. These strong dudes have to do this task. Somebody wins. Someone is crowned the strongest man in the world. No one gives a shit. If you win the NBA Finals, you're a celebrity. If you win the strongman competition, this is true, you're euthanized. It's really too bad. And it's a lot of people from around the world, but it feels very, it feels very Nordic, Not a lot of dudes from Britain, I've noticed. I wish there were. As you can tell, I'm obsessed with the British accent. I love that you can tell just how British somebody is by how many syllables they use. Like regular British, no. Really British, no. Super British, no. And then the most British is that plus a million super short fake sounding words at the end. No, he said if you get around down here, it's my name. Tell me if you ain't got to do it, you put it in a lot of that. I said, you put it on, you got a little candidate. I said, okay, but over there a minute, said you put my trick off and off something. I said, put it off and down. I told him, he said, what are you saying? I said, I thought it's on. I thought it's oh, so better. No. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm Jordan Valley.